Boom. Alright, hello. Welcome. Season 7, Episode 2, Secluded Lake. Oh. Honestly, I actually don't even know how I want to start this one. I didn't really pay attention to... I don't usually pay attention to how the start of these paintings go. Sometimes I do. But this one, like, I feel like I could do the sky in, like, so many different ways. I'll start with a little bit of gray. I hope Kendall's enjoying the ad. I hope that's just hitting great. Unless the one just didn't play, because I know sometimes the ad thing, the ad is playing on top, lol. Are you wanting to play this weekend, or what's up? Supposedly the next season is starting on Thursday, I think, question mark. Also, are you feeling like a gibbling? Oop, okay, I lied to you. See you a minute and a half. Why did it bait like that? Why did it just be like, oops, sorry, I'm gonna play on top. Oops, just kidding, I'm not gonna play on top anymore. What was that about, Twitch? Twitch, make your system work properly. Let's just go in on the yellow. I think the play I'm gonna do is go in on the yellow and then we'll cut back on it a little bit afterwards. Can I do a bit of this right? A little bit of this right? You're free? Oh my fucking god. Welcome back. What if by the time the ad finished, I was just done painting? Like, alright, see you next time. Imagine that. I'm not that fast, though. I'm not a cheater. Are you actually, like... Were you actually thinking, like, I want to drink and play video games? Actually, Prax get on that, because, yeah, Blue Bob, he left this morning at, like, I don't know when he woke up, but I assume he woke up at, like, 7 or 8 a.m. and just left, because he said he was gonna, like, wake up and then just leave whenever he got up. Which we're like, okay, bye Blue Bob Blubbers. But then Prac stayed until, like, 5:30 p.m. today. And I think it was Prac was saying, it's like, yeah, like, I can't, like, sit at my computer and, like, drink and play Jackbox. Like, I have to be, like moving around, like GDQ and such. But, you know, what's happening next? What's happening next weekend, Kendall? Or what's happening on Sunday? You don't go on? There's a birthday on Sunday. Yeah, so I'm like, damn. Maybe we could... Maybe that could be a thing Saturday night. Oh shit. Party. Back-to-back weekend partying. This is if Skittle wants to hang out with us. Maybe Skittle will hate us that weekend. I actually have no idea if we're supposed to go anywhere or not, but I am pretty sure that we'll just be I mentioned Saturday night we'd probably be just at home chilling, I think. Likely. You have one drink and you get sleepier, find yourself suddenly annoying, go to bed. Nonsense. Nonsense. That doesn't happen. Or that you're not annoying. If you're annoying when you're drinking, then there are like, I don't even know what you would call your average drinker then. But you know, on Thursday, I think the new season's supposed to exist then, so maybe it won't suck. Maybe for the first time in like 3 months? Question mark. Hopium. I could be down to get a little going. I still have some peach crown in the fridge. Ooh. An alcoholic. Well, there are just people out there that are way more annoying. Not saying Kendall's annoying when she's drinking, but like there are people, there are like, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Busy Thursday, Friday night, but I can be around for the weekend. Oh, like you'll be around in Canada on the weekend, or you'll be busy Friday night because you'll be flying to Canada on Friday night. Gotcha. I understand. I mean, flying is, you know, it's a big process. I understand. Smile. Maybe Skittle will make more of the kiwi drink that night. I'll have shots of rum? Question mark. It's so good. I need to buy stuff for it. Okay, here's what you can do. You should message, you know, I'm not saying that you should definitely do this or anything, but you should consider messaging Skittle and be like, yo, imagine what if we both have kiwi drinks together next weekend? How could Skittle deny you of that? By saying no? No, that's not possible. This is like the SpongeBob video where it's like, what do you need? Kendall to take a shot of tequila. That is a classic. That is an oldie. That video goes hard. I would hate to see the date. I hate to see that it probably is from like 2021 or something. I don't even know like where to find it because I don't know if I have it. I don't think I have that saved, but it's like pinned in some channel for sure. It's in Wen's? Okay, I would have not have checked Wen's. I would have checked probably like cuties and memes probably. That's most likely what I would have checked. Yo, Perp, thank you for the raid. How was the bingoing? And yo, Jimmy, thank you for the MPM. Yo, Feely, hey. Kendall is on Twitch. She is on Twitch. Rare footage. Get your pictures while you can, question mark. Damn, May 11th, 2021 is when the Take a Shot of Tequila video. Damn. Damn, you know what that made me think of? The like turbo old school at this point, probably, video of Max in that like I think it's a hotel room or someone's apartment where he's just like, Who else is doing tequila? And nobody fucking replies to him. And there's just, I think one of the funniest things with that video is there is just some dude, one of his friends in the background, he like just starts like biting like a bottle lid. Like he's trying to like get like the plastic off or something. That lives rent free for me. Bingo's good, starting to play better. Pog, did you win, Perp? Damn, this is 330. Yo, I clipped this. Let's go. I didn't know I clipped this. I need to watch it. You guys can watch it on your own. I don't want to set up screen share. Yeah, dude's just biting the bottle. You know, I've had a bottle of tequila sitting down here for like probably like 2 years. It's been a minute since I've had tequila. Who here messes with tequila and lime? Asking for a friend. Jimmy and Feeler are too good. I do hear they're the bingo gods. Definitely not me. Kendall, you love tequila? Question mark. You'll take tequila, hold the lime. All right. You can, Aaron can have the tequila, Kendall can bite the lime, and then I'll have a tequila and lime. I feel like, I don't know, for me, the salt, I don't know if the salt is like necessary. Like, I feel like I am good with the tequila plus lime. Lime? Okay, but limes are so good though. I love limes. Anytime I'm at pho, I'm like, please give me lime slices so I can bite these. Well, we can make that happen next BGDQ. just Aaron with the tequila shot, and then Kendall just has she's just holding a lime. Both. I could have the salt too while I'm at it, I guess. Like, what's the point of the salt exactly? What's the point of the salt? What's the science behind the salt? Anyone eat lime like they're oranges? Not personally, but I also don't have limes very often. But like if I'm given like a lime slice, yeah, like a pho restaurant, for example, then I will always bite that. Kendall of the Google. Salt is traditionally included with the tequila shot to enhance the drinking experience. Not just as a quirky ritual, it helps balance the strong flavors of the tequila, especially when it might be a lower quality spirit, and can also help reduce the initial harshness of the alcohol. See, that's all you need, Kendall, is some salt. Tequila is your liquor of choice. Honestly, one of my favorite things in recent times, or last like few years, is Peach Crown. I'm a big fan of Peach Crown. That shit hits hard. But I'm also kind of like a sucker for like peach flavored things. They just kind of are crazy good. And Ebo, good morning. You'll be happy to know Skittle is making bulldog noodles. That's what they said they were making. Oh, thank you, Ebo. Yeah, I also like that it says quirky ritual. You'll just get pre-made margarita. Pausers. I've been working on this guy for 15 minutes. Probably because I've been like talking and like not going fast. This happens literally every painting though. Where I talk and I don't go very fast. Yo, I actually did that. I did that a couple times this weekend, Ebo. Yeah, I put some rum, put some of this $80 rum in the horchata. Skittles, like, you know, it's actually probably some bougie rum shata at home. Homemade horchata. $80 rum. I'm like, honestly, you're probably right. What's mezcal, perp? I don't know if I've heard of that. Skittles said they want to make more horchata next weekend. Or the weekend after. Or this weekend or the weekend after. They want to make more. The only annoying thing is, like, the container, like, the drink dispenser that we got. Like, here's, like, the bottom of the bottle, right? Like, the, whatever the, Skittles said the word. I don't remember the word for this. But, like, the tube that, like, the nozzle. Yeah, where the spout is. There's like a different specific word for it, but it's like not at the very bottom. It's like an inch above the bottom. So it's like, if you want to get more out, you have to like tilt the thing forward. It's like, bruh. Is this not like an obvious design flaw? Like, this feels like a giant design flaw on their part. Mezcal's a type of tequila. I don't know if I don't think I've ever had that. Oh yeah, well, I'm pretty sure I've definitely never had it. Damn, everyone out here just with their Google. Can I Google search something and post it in chat? I want to be included. Where's Shaggy? I bet he'd have an opinion on that tequila. I think Zeekers will release another Lethal update sometime in the next calendar year. And imagine we played Lethal on Skill's birthday. Pausers. What if we brought that back? That'd be crazy. I don't think I've ever actually like been gibbled for Lethal. I don't think. I probably had like a couple of drinks, maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Yo, technicalities, what's good? Limes, the lo-fi artist. The lo-fi artist, the chill and study to. Oh, that goes hard. You should be watching an anime, but I don't know if you want to finish it. What are you watching? Okay, is the sky serving? What are we thinking right now? Like, is this going hard? I hope. I'm putting a lot of time into this. You know, now that Mario Paint is on NSO on the Switch, when's my sponsorship from Nintendo? Where's my Nintendo recognition? I'm very expecting that to happen, Smile. Totally. It's giving, Pog. Serial Experiments Lane. I've never heard of that before. I, like, do not watch most anime, aka I don't watch much anime at all. Like, I don't, like, seek out watching, like, modern, new things all the time. The newest anime that I have watched is Odd Taxi, which I'd recommend that. I'd recommend that. That's a good show. Good little, I think it's 13 episodes. I'm pretty sure. Doesn't overstay its welcome. Oh, it's old actually? Okay. Damn, notice Ebo typed and then immediately Cowboy Bebop was mentioned. Coincidence? I've never seen Cowboy Bebop. I know that's a very popular one. I feel like it has like the same kind of like the same kind of like popularity-esque, I guess, that like Yu Yu Hakusho has, where it's just like everyone who like talks about Cowboy Bebop and Yu Yu, they're usually like, oh yeah, this is a good show. They just have that like that vibe to them. You're departing. I'd be down. We could get something crazy going. We could pretend we have GDQ at home and we're the GDQ at home. I'd be down. We will get something going. All right, bye Kendall. Thanks for existing in stream for more than one chat message. Video cam pausers. It's been a while since we've done one of those actually. It's been a long while, I feel like. Okay, I'm moving on from the sky. I've been on this sky for too damn long. You watch FMA and Hunter x Hunter whenever you watch anime. I have seen the 2011 Hunter x Hunter and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I watched like a couple episodes of original Full Metal. I forget what happened. I remember like me and like some friends were like started watching it in college a long time ago. And then I don't know why we didn't continue it. But then I think I was like just kind of like confused of like what was happening, question mark. Or no, I think we started watching Brotherhood first and then I was like, what's happening? And then we switched to watching like original Full Metal. And then we just kind of like didn't fully finish that. Because like from my memory of it is like Brotherhood just kind of like drops you in and like you get like the intro details like later, whereas like the original series just gives you like the intro at the beginning instead of giving it to you later, is what I recall. Need to watch Hunter x Hunter? Maybe skip this and watch Hunter x Hunter. I think Hunter x Hunter is worth watching. I do Cloud and I. We want to watch at some point. Well, I don't know if he probably still live with me. I would like to watch the 90s version at some point. I'm curious to see like the differences. I know it also like doesn't like finish like the full series, which is fine. So I think Hunter x Hunter, the original Hunter x Hunter and original FMA anime had the same thing where they like got way ahead of the manga and they're like, shit, let's just figure out our own ending. And then, yep. The Brotherhood first experience, they made that one with the expectation you've seen the first one, which like, I get it, but also I don't think that's like the greatest way to go about it. Because it's not like it's called like Full Metal Alchemist 2 or something, which also wouldn't make any sense to call it that, but it's like, I don't know. You know, it's like the same shit with like, I know Kendall just left, so she doesn't have to hear this, but it's like with Kingdom Hearts, from going from 1 to 2, how the like beginning, like the first 3 hours of 2, you have no idea what's happening unless if you played like 2 other mobile games, and the game just like assumes like, yeah, you played these like mobile like GBA games. Of course you did. Everyone played these GBA games. I hope Prac is having an amazing time. Yeah. I think, yeah, I think about Hunter x Hunter though. The 2011 version, I think it's definitely good. I liked it overall, but I'm very curious about the 90s version. So I have definitely seen some clips from the 90s version where it's like, from like at least like an animation standpoint, it's like, oh, they did way better in the 90s version here. Like, not to say like the new version is like bad in comparison, but it's a lot less like creative, at least in some like of the scenes I've seen, which I'm sure there's probably many scenes in the 90s version which are probably animated worse, honestly, but I guess I can't really say for certainty. It's like the 2011 Hunter x Hunter, it's like pretty consistent. Like, it generally just has good animation. Like, it's usually like, the quality is just good typically throughout it. But just some of the scenes I've seen from the 90s version, I'm like, damn. Like, they went crazy with this. They went insane with like just how much more creative they got with certain things and how they made the scene play out compared to the original. Yo, Shaggy. How are you? Yeah, a little bit of a later stream today. Yeah. Yeah, friends were over this weekend, if you remember that being mentioned, and Prac was here until like 5:30 p.m. And then I kind of just like chilled for like an extra 3 hours before I finally went live. Oops. That's a definite me waiting for Perp to get out of the ad. Hopefully Adge is free soon. Yeah, we had a good time. I had a great time hanging out together. It was fun. And it was me, Skittle, Prac, Blue Bob, and one of Skittle's friends. Which I did meet them. This friend of Skittle's, I met them earlier in the year, very briefly. I guess this is our first time like actually hanging out together. It was a good time. So interesting if the 90s Hunter x Hunter follows the manga more closely. Be interesting if true. I guess I've never read the manga, so I guess I wouldn't be able to like fully be knowledgeable of that either way. I wouldn't be like, oh, this is more accurate. I wouldn't be able to tell, honestly. It's been a long time since I've read a manga. It's been a while for me. There was a while, like, I was keeping up with, like, the My Hero manga for a while. And then, like, I think the app I was using just kind of, like, stopped functioning. And that made me kind of stop reading. And then also the anime is like done, or the last season will be starting soon for the My Hero anime. So it's like I might just wait till me and friends watch that whenever, if that ever happens. If that ever happens is a different question. Went to Target for your skincare and sunscreen, Pog. We do enjoy skincare. Sources, I enjoy skincare. I do think one thing like I appreciate about just like the medium of manga compared to like if you're watching the anime, because I know like, you know, some people prefer one or the other, which I think both, you know, both are valid, both are good. Typically, there's probably some where it's like, oh, the anime is garbage, but the manga's great, and vice versa. I'm sure there's probably many cases of that, I assume, but I definitely appreciate just generally how if you're reading a manga, you can like just take your time. You can just like take as much time as you want to engage in a panel and read at your own pace, whether that be slow or fast. And then like also like if there's like a scene, like a page that has just like a bunch of panels that's like you don't have to really pay too much attention to, like you don't have to like spend like a ton of time on. Then it's like, well, you can just kind of quickly like just scan through the panels, like, okay, yep. If you don't want to like spend your time on those. Yo, Floyven, high frequency. I would assume that is the CRT getting picked up. Which is weird because when I was listening to my microphone, when I was setting up all these filters, I couldn't hear it. So unless but nothing has changed on my settings. That's definitely something I unfortunately wouldn't be able to look at right now, because that'd be hard for me just to fix on the fly. But maybe that's something I can look into post stream. I haven't heard anybody else talk about it, but maybe nobody else, maybe everyone else hasn't been able to hear it, or like their ears can't hear that frequency. But my condolences that it's disrupting your stream experience currently. Because I'm pretty sure like the filter, I have a filter that's supposed to cut that out. I'm pretty sure, like, yeah, that the high frequency sound should be getting cut out, but I'll have to. I don't want to mess with it right now. I could look at that later. I don't want to mess up something with it and be like, oh god. Yo, Mighty, how are you today? You can't hear it, Shaggy? I mean, I think it's pretty common for like a lot of people to not be able to hear it. The high frequency, like CRT whine, as people call it. I'd say that's pretty normal. It's weird because when I go into my room, like if I have my CRT on and I leave my room and walk back in, like I can sometimes hear it, but then other days I can't hear it. So I don't know what that's about. That I do not understand. Actually, a funny story relating to that is back when I lived in college, in the college house rather. There was like this person who like moved in towards the time, like towards the end of my time staying there, And I remember like I had my CRT on and I was like out in the kitchen or something, and he was like in the kitchen, and my room was probably like 20 to 30 feet away, and he was just like, what's that, like I don't know if he said anything, but he was just like, what's that like high-pitched noise? And he was like walking closer to my room, and I was like, oh, it's my, I guess it's my CRT. And I was like, you could hear that from all the way over there. Like, bruh, what? You can hear it when you turn it on, but I think you ignore it after a while. It's definitely something that doesn't like, yeah, ever like stick out to me very much at all these days. But I don't understand why I can sometimes hear it. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. You would think I would just be able to hear it or not, and not sometimes hear it. So, however that works, beats me. My condolences, Floyven, for the time being. I had a couple of, well, the first college house I stayed at, because I stayed at two different ones. The first one I stayed at, my roommates were pretty cool. But I moved out of that house because me and my friends, like, we wanted to, like me and two of my friends, we all wanted to, you know, live in the same house together for that college experience. That was, like, fun. Which, low-key, I was actually kind of sad to leave the first house, because the landlords were super cool. And, like, the roommates were pretty nice. I liked them a lot. And I think, like, originally they didn't want me, like, they didn't want me to leave because I was just like a good tenant, I guess. I think they were like, oh yeah, we like know some people, like they could like stay there or whatever, like down the street or something. Like, there were ups and downs to the place I moved into, for sure. There were good and bad things about it, definitely. But I definitely had some very dumbass roommates in the second house. I guess the good news is that the second house was bigger. And my room was bigger. My first room was kind of small, actually. Like, I definitely couldn't, like, have people over to, like, hang out very easily in the first house, which I was okay, I guess, but so, like, it was nice. And then I guess, like, the second house, it was closer to the stores, it was closer to the Quiznos I worked at. So it had, they were good and bad. You stayed on campus all throughout college? I am thankful I didn't stay on my campus. Yeah, well, one of my friends, he stayed on the campus for a year, and he said that it was extremely overpriced. That it was, like, supreme overpriced for, like, no reason. I think he said, like, his rent there averaged, I think, like, it, like, was approximately, like, including, like, meal plan stuff and whatnot, it, like, averaged out to be, like, $900 a month or something. And I think I was paying, like, 300 something a month where I was staying, I'm pretty sure, in my, like, college house. Because who knows what's like these days, but back then, he said that if you stayed on residence, they forced you to buy their meal plan, where it's like, oh, you get like X amount of money throughout the year. I think it's like you have like a base, like just like a total amount of money to use on like campus restaurants. And then I guess if you pay for like a higher, more expensive tier of the meal plan, you can also like the option to use it at like Domino's and such. But with like the cheapest meal plan, you couldn't. And if you stayed on campus, you had to buy the meal plan. Like, they forced you into buying it, apparently. And if you didn't use all of your money on your meal plan at the end of the year, you just lost that money. It didn't carry over or anything, which is extremely dumb and cringe. But then I found out from one of the people that moved into the last college house, because I was in college, like my final semester ended basically as COVID started. And he was telling me that during COVID, that they actually they were like, okay, because of the pandemic, we're actually going to allow you to carry over your meal plan money. And it's like, bruh, y'all could have been doing this literally the entire time, but y'all just didn't. It was really dumb hearing that. Yeah, I remember he told me that they started forcing campus residents to buy the meal plan because I guess kids were just like starving themselves because it's like, yep, I can't afford food, which is, yep, love that. But that's just dumb that like they don't carry over your money, but then as soon as the pandemic hit, they were like, okay, yep, we can all of a sudden just randomly do this. Like, cool that they did that, but geez. Really, really whack. Do I want to use any of this? I don't think I do. It won't fit, right? You've been thinking of letting her stay in your apartment in Mexico, Setseline? I mean, if she's chill and you trust her, I think that sounds like a not horrible idea. Yeah, I imagine the meal plans are also just like probably I assume don't even get good quality food from like the restaurants on campus. I remember there was like a couple of times like towards like the end of a semester where he'd be like I'd be hanging out with him and he'd be like, get whatever you want from here, because he's like trying to actively spend like as much money as he can to like use up the money so it doesn't go to waste. Like I honestly don't remember if it was like good or bad. I can't really remember. What was even included in that meal plan? I'm not too certain. Because I know there's like I think it was like any like restaurant in the campus like during the college confines, but then there's like a few like restaurants that weren't directly in the campus, but like were kind of like I think they were kind of like more connected to like the residential part of the I guess the dorms of the campus. But I like never like really I like never like ate on campus. Been friends for 8 years? Oh, I imagine she's probably chill then. Probably be good. I don't know, when he told me just how expensive it was, I was like, yep, I am not considering at all living on campus. Reason 20. Yeah, I definitely would say going to college is definitely not mandatory these days. Maybe like for some professions, like, you know, if you want to be like a doctor, it's like, okay, like that you do need like a proper education, but there's like definitely so many things where it's like you don't like need a degree these days. It's not like how you would hear from like our parents where it's like, oh yeah, you know, you can only get a good job if you go to college, and that doesn't hold anything these days. Like having like a degree doesn't like guarantee you a job these days. That's valid, Mighty, but it's also good to go, like, to go with intent and not go for the sake of just going. Like, I'm sure there's probably many people that go to college and just waste their time there because they're going just for the sake of going and not because they're going for something that they want to be going for. I think for me, like, I definitely also, like, I felt, like, pressured into going, which I'm definitely glad that I applied for the program that I ended up going to, and I think it was, like, back in 2016 I applied, and I ended up just not going, because I was like, I don't feel, like, ready to go yet. Like, I feel like I wouldn't take it very seriously, or just, like, just don't feel it yet. So I just waited an extra year to go. And I think, I don't know. I mean, the good news is if I had gone when I originally did, then I would have, who knows, maybe things would have worked out better. I don't know. I would have not graduated into the pandemic, which would have been cool. I'm sure that would have been really nice, because I graduated into the pandemic and it was like, okay, the world is fucked immediately. Have fun. So that could have been cool to not deal with that. That's true, Shaggy. Yeah, I can't do anything about it now. It is very true. Unless Time Machine. Unless Time Machine. Someone hit me up on that, and then we're cooking. I'm also, though, on the opposite side. I'm also very thankful, though, that I did not go to college, like, because I went for graphic design, that I didn't go to school having to deal with Chat GPT and Gen AI, all this bullshit. Like, I'm glad that that just wasn't a thing in my mind when I was in school. Like, that wasn't a thing. And it must be so annoying for teachers dealing with that sort of stuff. Having to deal with, like, oops, is this essay this student turned in, is it, like, actually by them, or is it some Chat GPT nonsense? You were low-key obsessed with school. You got grounded from studying in high school. I've never heard of that. That's crazy. Meanwhile, in my senior year of high school, I don't think I studied for a single thing the entire year. Which, I think the concept of studying, aka just, like, memorizing information just for the sake of being able to regurgitate it on a test, I think is so pointless, personally. Since more times than not, in that kind of situation, you're just gonna forget it afterwards, and it's not gonna actually stick with you. So it doesn't, like, mean anything to have, like, done it, really. Other than to show, oh hey, I memorized this for, like, a day and crammed it into my brain. That's just my opinion, though. Yeah, I'd say I'm probably mostly glad that I'm not in high school anymore. But there are also things where it's like, you know, probably nice to, like, for probably a lot of people where it's like they didn't have, like, they didn't have, like, as much worry in the world, maybe, you know? they were just cruising. I kind of feel that was like kind of partially like high school for me, where it's like, oh, you know, I'm just kind of like existing. I'm just doing my thing. I don't got much to worry about in the world. Oral exams are great, and writing assignments. I don't think I've ever had an oral exam. I don't think. But I especially, okay, well, it's nice when like it's just something you can bullshit through like really quickly because you know the answers anyways. But I always feel like multiple choice like quizzes were so pointless. And I always hated that on multiple choice tests that they very often like intentionally make them like tricky in the sense where it's like, oh, this answer is like kind of correct. Ooh, but this answer C is more correct. So if you pick B, you get it wrong, even though it's technically still right. But we want you to pick the more right answer. It's like, bruh. But then it's like, if you make it like too obvious, then it's just like, the quiz is probably like too easy at that point. So, I don't know. I always thought multiple choice tests were just like kind of pointless. So they don't really like actually test you for the most part. Like, I remember like in college having some multiple choice quizzes, which like any like quizzes like that in my graphic design program, they were like total memes. Like they were super irrelevant. They like barely counted. They probably only gave them to us probably because the curriculum was like, okay, we need to give you guys these tests. Just get them out of the way, do them, whatever. Like they definitely super didn't really care about them that much. But where was I going with that? But yeah, I definitely remember like there was like some multiple choice quizzes we had about like Photoshop where it's like, how do you do X thing, or what does this button do? And like I definitely remember some where it's like the button literally does also this function, but it didn't count as the right answer because they wanted you to pick the other option. And it's like, okay, like this literally does that. But what more do you want from me? I guess you want the other answer from me is what you want. I don't know, so that's just, you know, just weird. That is a sip of water though. You have T's with going to grad school on off throughout the years, but now you have more of a career job. That probably won't happen. I mean, if you don't like super feel you need to, then I guess it's not a high priority. Like I will say for me, like going to graphic in a graphic design program, it definitely kind of like helped me figure out like things I do like doing and things I don't like doing. I mean, I definitely already knew that I wouldn't want to do this, but like we had to do a little bit of coding. Nothing crazy, but we had to do a minor like web design coding stuff in school, and I was actually pretty good at it, I think. I wasn't bad. But I was like, this is just, like, I don't find this enjoyable to do. It's not for me. So I know I would never want to do that professionally or anything. Like, I remember that there was like one time in my coding class where, you know, we had to do like whatever assignment and just like finish it by the end of class or by the end of the week, whatever it was, I don't know. And I remember like one of the guys in my class, his thing was just not working. And so I remember, like, I swear to God, like 5 different students like looked at it. We're all trying to figure out like what's wrong with this thing. Like, why isn't it working? And then I think like, he showed it to the teacher, and the teacher couldn't figure it out. And then it turned out that there was just some random ass word that was spelt wrong in some like if statement or whatever it was. And I'm like, bruh. And like that really stands out to me because I think of it like, if that was in Photoshop, for example, there are definitely like multiple ways you could solve a problem like that in Photoshop, where it's like I feel like there's just so many more ways to solve a problem in like an illustration sense, but like in coding, it's like a lot more, you need to figure out like what the exact singular random thing is that's incorrect. It's definitely a different way of thinking about it, I guess. And like when there's like an issue like in like illustrating or something, like where it's like, oh, this thing is weird, like how can I fix this? Usually there's like so many different ways you could like go about tackling the problem. Whereas in coding, I feel like a lot more like you just have to like find the whatever random issue is and fix exactly that, and there's not an alternative usually. I was definitely kind of glad when we didn't have to do any more coding. I was like, thank fuck. That was a huge thank fuck. You wanted to study biochemistry but switched to Asian studies and religious studies. I mean, if you're enjoying it, I'd say that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? As long as you're enjoying what you're studying or doing. Alright, so who was worried that I wasn't going to stream today? Was anybody worried? Like, oh god, it's getting late. Mario Paint Monday hasn't happened yet. Oh god, the world's gonna end. But when the world needed him most, he vanished. Shouts to Avatar. Back to the food truck. Yeah, I always got that as an option, and you seem to enjoy it, so it's like that wouldn't be like a bad path if you ever just wanted to do that again. Also the hour mark. I need to skedaddle. Well, I don't need to, but I need to hurry up. I need to hurry up. I spent like 20 minutes working on the sky, which I do think the sky, it's very colorful. So I got that part down. Yo, Dolphin, catching a Mario Paint Monday out here. Hey, how are you? You're on track to open your restaurant? Damn. Amazing. Amazing. Wow. Thank you for the 45 months, Justin. Really. How was your stream today? Yeah, streaming late today because Prac was still here until like 5:30 p.m. So I ended up. So I did not stream earlier like I usually would for Monday. That's okay. Also, Justin, I don't know if it's happening for sure, but we're potentially gibbling on Saturday night, maybe, possibly. So you're gonna need your 3D printed shot glass on deck. That'd be kind of crazy, 3D printing a shot glass, but that'd be safe to drink out of. Have fun, bro, but you need to be there. Not be gibbling. Damn, this guy's gonna. He doesn't want to hang out with us, bro. Blubbers chat. Oh, also, unrelated to Justin not liking us anymore, we did go to the Chad ice cream place on Saturday, and I got that hot fudge brownie flurry that I talked of, and it was good. Let me say this first. It was good, but it didn't have like the hot fudge, like, you know, like the hot fudge sauce or like brownie chunks. I was expecting to have those in it, and it didn't. I was like, damn, like this is still good, but it's not what I was hoping it would be. I was like, ooh, there's gonna be brownie chunks and like the sauce on it. It's gonna be so good. And it was still good, but it was like, damn. It could have been so much more, you know? I wonder if they were just like off that day or something. Cause like everything was good from everyone, but one of us got a peanut butter cup flurry, which is, that sounds good to me, right? And when I looked at it, I was like, I don't see any peanut butter cups in it. I was like, maybe it's like just flavored like a peanut butter cup. And then like eventually when they dug like deeper, like all the peanut butter cups were like at the bottom. So like they didn't mix as very well. I'm like, damn. Usually it's not like that. And also I went up to like the counter, you know, I walked up and I was like, oh hi. And then like the girl was just like, I'm like, okay. I didn't get a hi or like, oh hey, or like anything. I got nothing back. I was like, bruh, like, I feel like usually they're pretty, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like usually they're having a good time there normally. But also at this ice cream place, I've only ever seen like girls working there. Is that a common thing? Because on the contrary to that, there is like a ice cream stand, you know, close like a couple minutes from my house. Like literally a 3-minute walk from my house, there's an ice cream stand. And there is like a guy that works there, but I know he's definitely like that's like a family run place, I'm pretty sure. So I assume he's like one of like the owners or whatever. But at the Giga Chad ice cream place, I have only ever seen girls working there. Yo, Miyatari. I got Gen Z stared. Is that what we call it? A Gen Z stare? I've never heard someone say that actually, if that's for real. You will give me free food? Even though you wouldn't have known me back in the day, Shaggy? I would have just been some rando to you. Also, I feel like do you see, is this an error actually? Like the sky reflected in the water is like blue, like a normal sky, but the sky in this painting is like, you know, it's all colorful and cool looking. So like, did he mess up? Or like, is it like, oh, like if you look above, like if you were to pan the camera up, it would just be like a blue sky. Like, is that what he's going for, maybe? I don't know. Maybe he talks about it. He probably does talk about it, honestly. You can feel the vibes. Maybe it's like the people who run the Indian grocery store near our house. How like usually whenever Skill and I go in there, like if we get samosas, she's like, oh, I'll give you like an extra one. And like literally last time I went there, cause like, okay, don't tell her we said this, but like she gave us some desserts for free, which shoutouts, but they were low-key not very good. And so like next time we went there, Skittle was like, I'm gonna say, oh, like if they offer us free desserts, I'm gonna be like, oh, we're actually cutting back on desserts. And Skittle said that, and they just gave it to us anyways. It's like, okay. That didn't work out very well. That plan didn't work out. But the desserts they gave us that time were actually better. Like, the first batch they gave us, they were not good. Like, they gave us like 4 or 5 different things. And I think the best, I would say, was like a 5 or 6 out of 10. But everything else was like a 3 out of 10 or a 2 out of 10. Like, it was not very good at all, honestly. You're so tired. Were you up late last night or just didn't sleep well? You know, the last like couple nights I've just been waking up really early. So even on like Sunday, so like from the Saturday night, like we drank. I drank a good bit on Saturday actually, and I still randomly woke up at like 8 a.m. I'm like, let me go back to sleep. Why are you waking up at this early after drinking? I don't know if it was like a partial time zone thing, but when I was in Oklahoma back in March, or back in May. May? March? Was it May? When the fuck did we go there? No, it was March. Pretty sure. But when we were in Oklahoma earlier this year, like every day, I definitely drank a good bit while we were there, and I remember I was waking up at like 10 a.m. every day. And just getting up. I don't know how that happened. So like, damn, I'm drinking and then just getting up, like no, like getting up like bright and early, like no problem. Didn't sleep well. At the end to get up at 6 a.m. today, and also a bunch of stressful stuff. Then you worked all day, finally home. You know, damn, quite the day. Well, at least now you're here. You can experience the Mario paint. If your brain is like Jello. You know, speaking of Jello, Skittle got this, I think it was strawberry Starburst flavored Jello, and it smelled pretty good, but it high key didn't taste that good, unfortunately. Like, it smelled so sweet and potent, and then it just wasn't really that great, honestly. It was a little underwhelming. Actually, I want to put like a little bit more white in this. touch. I don't know. But that was the first time I've had Jello in so long. I would say I don't really crave Jello ever these days. But I think Skittle got it to try. I think it was worth the try, I would say. It was worth trying. But I don't think they'd get it again. I don't think I'd get it either again. There's something you'd say no thank you to is Jello. Okay, actually the last time I had Jello before that was Jello shots at like a GDQ. I remember Kayla B, she made like 200 Jello shots at like SGDQ 2019, I remember. And I swear to God, she went through all of them in like 5 minutes. I was like, bruh. They were really good though. I was like, bruh, how are these all gone? People at GDQs are fiends. They are fiends. They are animals. Let me tell you what, you gotta be careful with your alcohol at GDQ. I was like, holy shit. There's a time from 08 to 2010 where we'd have Jello every single dessert, and that shit made me swear on Jello never again. Damn. Unlucky. Speaking of also unlucky, yesterday we went to this place. It's like, I think it's just a Canadian chain called The Works. It's this really good burger restaurant. That's like the only place I would really want to get a burger from, because I don't usually ever crave burgers personally. And we finally went there. Skittle had never been there before. And it was good. But like, high-key, like everything was like way more expensive than I remember. It was so much more pricey than like the last time I went there. Like, I'm pretty sure for my burger, after tax, it was like almost 30 bucks. I was like, bruh. Like on the menu, like before tax or anything, my burger was listed as like $22. And I'm pretty sure before, like the burgers were averaged like $16. Like, it was a good burger. I also got sweet potato fries, which sweet potato fries are amazing. Love sweet potato fries. But I was like, damn. This was way too expensive, low-key. Unfortunately, like, it was good still at least, but damn. It was kind of like, I'm thinking about it, for the same amount of money, we could have went to like the Korean fried chicken place, which yeah, was further away, but it's like the fact that like that burger was like basically the same amount of money as like the Korean fried chicken, it's like, damn. Kind of wild thing about like just like the price difference. It's red ground beef. I actually got a chicken patty on mine, because you can like swap it out for chicken. They used to have turkey. I don't think they had turkey there this time though. I definitely prefer, like, if I could get like a chicken or turkey patty, I usually would over beef. I honestly don't really love beef patties that much, personally. But also the chicken patty doesn't cost extra. Like, you can choose like a different patty, different bun, and most of the sides are like the same price. So it didn't cost more because I got chicken. I also got a lettuce bun for the first time ever, because I was like, you know, I want to be different. Let's try a lettuce bun. And it was okay. It was fine. I don't know if I get it again, but it was fine. But it was like they put 2 slices of lettuce on top. It was like, okay, cool. But then they put 1 slice of lettuce on the bottom for the bun. And it was like I could like start to feel like the patty through the bottom. And I was like, they should have put 2 on the bottom also. So like it'd be more like protected. I guess, if y'all know what I mean. So that was an experience. Good news is we're almost done with this painting. I'm getting there finally. Slowly but surely we're making it. Yeah, like this one definitely took a lot longer because the start of the painting, like the first like half of it, I swear I was just talking so much. Which, you know, not necessarily a bad thing on its own, but y'all know that I like these not taking forever. Also, just for the sake of, like, also the YouTube video not being, like, 3 hours long. This one's already an hour 17, which I think, like, the longest one I've done is, like, probably like an hour 20-ish, give or take. I don't know if I've gone past, like, an hour and a half for any of them. I don't know, is this one about done? I think I need to, like, just do, like, a little bit of, like, this. Fix that up a little. There we go. Clean that up a smidge so it looks a little nicer. And then maybe we just touch it off with just a little bit of yellow. I'm like low-key, high-key actually getting pretty hungry. I guess it is 9:30, so it's like, yeah, I probably should be eating something soon. Tonight might be like another bike and bath night, potentially. Good old combo, going on the bike and going in the bath after. The combo I like. Maybe one of those later. I didn't put any yellow on these tree leaves. Can't leave those non-yellowed. Skittle did medium boil me some eggs because they were making ramen, so they boiled some eggs and they were like, "Do you want any?" I'm like, "I'll take 2." So what I might do, I might boil some buckwheat noodles, which maybe I should have asked them to save the water. Question mark. Now that I think about it, because I was thinking like, oh, I boil some buckwheat noodles, and I make this thing. I'm pretty sure the name of it is bibimbap. I think that's the name of it. Where it's just basically like the noodles with like this sauce that you toss it in, and then you can like top it like with an egg and like maybe some cucumber slices, which Skittle coincidentally cut some cucumber earlier. So like pausers. We'll see though. We'll see. See what the vibe is. I'm feeling pretty done with this painting. What do you think, guys? I think it seems kind of good to me. I think I need to like put like a couple of lines here. Couple here. And yeah. I think we're gonna call that a done painting. This one I think didn't turn out too bad. This one is quite the colorful painting. Especially in the sky. Like another instance of there being a lot of warm values that I don't necessarily have access to, so try my best, and I think it turned out not too bad. So I guess that's the end of the video. So goodbye, YouTube. See ya next time. Peace.